Okay, folks, here we go. That favorite time of the year. Football is now back with the excitement of the preseason. I'm your host, Barry Barnes of LockerTalk podcast, and we're going to have ourselves a great season this year, highlighting the players only going through the process of the undrafted. Undrafted players in the NFL is definitely make a great indication of where this league is going to go to. Well, better yet, what this league is leading to. We will get to that in a little bit, but first head up to Canton, Ohio, where the New York Jets and the Cleveland Browns kicked off our preseason for the 2023 NFL season with some good music laid back here with a good old classic just to get this season started off right. And we recognize how good a competitive game this was, primarily because of how it's set up. During this preseason, you guys will recognize, especially in the first week, you're not going to see a lot of stars play on the field. You probably won't see any. This is going to be pretty much predicated to the players that were drafted and players who are undrafted, guys that's trying to make the squad. You're not going to really see too many of your stars get out there to like the last week or probably week 2 of the preseason just to save injury, but at the same time get these guys in rhythm, get into the league. But right now, it's all about having these guys, the undrafted players and these rookies, prove themselves to make these roster spots. And here we go. Jets and Browns, Hall of Fame game, which was really exciting. And we're going to start off with some of the solid play from the undrafted players. And you can see right now with linebacker Bryce Huff for the New York Jets. While he came off here in this situation when the Browns was facing 3rd and 10 from the Jets 24, and we see Huff blow past the left tackle. After you're not going to really talk about him too much because he was a drafted player, but he's definitely going to be somebody to watch. But he did get taken down by an undrafted player in Bryce Huff with this nice clean hit that Huff had brought down on here. Now with 4 minutes and 39 seconds facing 2nd and 7, that's when you see Zach Wilson drop back and he went deep to Malik Taylor from First State University for a 57-yard pass play. Look here, you see the way how this young man Taylor had beat Thomas Graham off the snap, pretty much blew right by him, and to catch this deep pass for 57 yards. That was definitely a solid play on Taylor's part. Just keep your eyes on this young man to see how he progressed during this season. With a minute and 55 seconds, see a big, huge stop in this end around, handoff to Anthony Schwartz. May the Schwartz be with you. Nope, not in this case. The Schwartz was not with him in this hit, because we see rookie Trey Dane from Florida struck him down right here. As you can see, he had great technique. Shoulders were down, beautiful contact. Boom, the ball comes out. That's when we saw a turnover right here in favor for the Jets. A solid play. Watch out for Dean. You want to hear his name again during this show, talking about how his breakdown and what he did in this field, in this game against the Browns in this Hall of Fame game. Now we go into the second quarter, see more good plays from these undrafted players. When the Browns was facing the Jets from the 34-yard line, DTR took the snap, threw a screen play to Felton, but here comes linebacker Craig James reading it, and then bam, nails him, flatten him, lays him out. Solid play from another player who's trying to make this roster spot. And then with 31 seconds, we see here rookie undrafted free agent Xavier Gipson as he returned the kickoff and sprint up the sideline for a big long game. Good play from him to show what he was able to do during the process of this game in this kickoff. Now let's fast forward to the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter, we have a situation here from 3rd and 4 from inside the Jets 39-yard line, where we see another undrafted player, rookie running back Hassan Hall, take the handoff, and he started off looking good, but at the end, boom, here comes Dean again. Dean made another solid hit. Dean has showed and displayed solid technique, speed, and power throughout this contest, and this is proof of his ability right here. This young man definitely from out of Florida, definitely have a good shot in making this roster for the Jets. Then a couple plays later, that's when we see DTR take the play from a shotgun, hit Austin Wilkins for a touchdown as he took the ball from a short passing play from the inside into the end zone. Now, Wilkins is really interesting from UAB, who was undrafted in 2021. Had a stint with the 49ers and the Bucks before he had a stint with the Saskatchewan Roughriders in the CFL. Then he found himself now coming to the USFL, Memphis Showboats, but he ended the season as a champion, signing on to the Birmingham Stallions. Let's watch how that young man went from one league, become a champion for another league, and now he was trying to finish everything off in the NFL. I like to say this is NFL time. So let's definitely continue to watch out. And I would say one thing in this game. James Craig, he really had a rough night out there. I hope that things get better for him in game 2 of the preseason. Now, hit of the night, pitch out to Crockett, and then as you're trying to figure out what to do, bam! Oh my goodness. I mean, did y'all guys see that? Did you see that? Oh boy, let's look at it again, right here. Clean, pa! Woo! Laid him out. Hit of the game, Charlie Thomas III. I see you, young fella, from Georgia Tech, as he laid out Crockett on this play right here. Good technique, led with his shoulder. See the impact of his head getting jarred back. That was a solid play. And as you can see, that Thomas was not finished. Play shortly after that. Here comes another play right here, making another big stop on the ball carrier before he try to make a decision of what he's going to do. You see that he's a little rattled right here, but it just showed that these young men are hungry. These young men out here hungry, ready to show off what they can do so they can get to the next level and play and earn that NFL jersey. I love it. I love it. I love it. Great showcase to start off for the preseason of the NFL for 2023 and recognizing what these undrafted players are doing so far. I would say looking at a lot of football from the XFL, USFL, and even the Canadian League. Some good leagues, really good leagues to process the vibration process. But from watching these leagues, it's definitely a big difference when it comes down to the play of the NFL. Big difference. Now, earlier we talked about how the undrafted players pretty much give us an indication of where the NFL is heading. Most of this information we already know, but just take a little deeper look into what this league, how it's going to progress through the vehicle of the undrafted players. Here go a good breakdown. Now, last year, the season started off with 741 undrafted players on NFL rosters. This year, starting off and right before the kickoff of the preseason game between the Jets and the Browns. Now, out of there 1,022 undrafted players on rosters, 403 are from the rookie class, undrafted rookies for this season. 403. Out that big picture, when we talk about how this league is becoming more of a passing league, which we already know is no surprise there. There are 73 wide receivers that are on rosters right now. And when we look at the running backs, the ball carriers, there are 27 undrafted rookie free agents that's on rosters. So that is a big gap, talking about in need and what coaches and what teams are looking for. When we recognize what they're looking for as far as wide receivers, is a big deal. The Denver Broncos have a total of 9 undrafted wide receivers. 2 of them rookies. One of those rookies, Telly Grimes. I'm telling you, watch out for him. He's going to make that roster. Hands down, Telly Grimes is going to be a Denver Bronco when it's all said and done. Now, back to the wide receivers. Here we go. Back to the wide receivers. When we look at the undrafted standouts for the passing game, the Green Bay Packers have the most with 5, followed by the Jets, the Washington Commanders, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Dallas Cowboys, Seattle Seahawks, and the Tennessee Titans, as these teams have they have 4 undrafted wide receivers on their roster. Now, due to the elevation, or I would say, and due to the elevation and how this league is evolving in the NFL, on the defensive side of the ball, of how these guys are much faster, stronger, more intelligent, and way more aggressive than ever before. You see that the quarterbacks got to get this thing out of their hand quickly, because if not, they're going to get laid out just like this. Oh yeah, so they got to get that ball out. Clearly, you see it right there. So they have to get the ball out. So this is why the need for pass catchers in the league has definitely heightened over the years. Now, another indication about the undrafted going through this process is the value. Like I stated early on, last year, the start of the season, 741 players were on rosters at the start of the regular season. To cap off the preseason, 1,022 players are undrafted that's on rosters. So it's definitely leading up and it's showing the way how this league is using the undrafted vehicle, so to speak, to help better their teams. We mentioned the CFL, the XFL, and the USFL. These are highly competitive leagues, and now with a part of the process with these players, now you have players that's starting to have tape that did not get a chance to play in the NFL now. Now they're putting together some tape, showing what they can do, making it even more competitive for players and teams to find the talent that's out there. The talent pool has definitely improved over the years, which is fantastic, which shows how strong and how great this league is actually going to become. It's going to be even better based off the vehicle of these leagues that teams now can use as a evaluation process. And with these guys showing tape and showing what they can do, become better football players, is only going to make the NFL a whole lot better. Now, when we talk about the undrafted players, check this stat out as far as going into this year. Not including the rookie free agents for this year, but the Las Vegas Raiders have the most undrafted talents on their roster with 37, followed by the Titans that have 33, and the Broncos have 30. The Packers, out of all the teams, as far as veteran-wise, with undrafted players, they have the least with 9 undrafted players, not counting the rookies they had signed this year, which is 14 for right now. So this is something definitely to monitor during this process with the vehicle of the undrafted players. The undrafted players is definitely showing their value, and it's definitely going to only get better and better as these guys are starting to become faster, stronger, and better. And you probably had players at the hungriest point probably in all of football history in preparation for the league. This is probably the hungriest of players that the NFL have ever experienced coming into the league. So it's definitely watch out for it. With the influx of availability of skilled players in this market, primarily through the vehicle of the undrafted stock, there is truly an indication that the NFL, folks, is going to get better and better. So make sure you guys to follow the process of this indication of the undrafted players. And folks, hey, make sure you guys be a part of this show as well. As you know, I always have music playing in the background. If you have a certain song that you'd like to hear played in the background when we break down this great NFL stuff, go into the comments, give me a suggestion, and if it is something that you hear today on the radio, please make sure it's good, because like 95% of the music that you hear on the radio today is trash. I don't want that mess on the show because most of it's not quality. So if you do have a song, make sure it's something that has some heart into it. And if you guys want to know anything about your team in regards to any undrafted players or anything in the NFL, again, put your comments at the bottom. I'll make sure I will address it on my next show, or I will take a segment out during the course of the week to answer the question depending on how many questions may come. So make sure you guys be interactive with LockerTalk. Come back next week. We're going to have some more highlights from the play, because now the players going to hit the field. This is going to pretty much start off with week 1. So make sure you guys tune in for the highlights, tune in for some breakdowns, and then get into some more information about the NFL that I promise you will not get anywhere else. Talk to you guys soon. Stay blessed. Here we go.